There are two main categories that a lot of businesses look at when hiring. Number one is culture. Will you fit into the team? It's not about will you become everyone's best friend. It's about, do you have the same mindset of those in the team? Do you have the same type of drive? Do you have the same type of goals as everyone else on the team? Right? Cultural fit is extremely important, especially in the tech side. That's where you're going to go. If it's the marketing department of a tech company or anywhere else, culture fit is critically important to make sure that there's a strong team cohesion. For example, at Flipp, we have 6 pieces we like to use for our culture elements. Is that every team member should be hungry, humble, highly intelligent, meaning that they have drive to improve things. They are able to take feedback and give feedback and be vulnerable in the situations. And they're also able to look at things critically and find a way to solve problems as they arise, because we're in a space where everything's being invented as we go. Is the equivalent of launching a plane and then putting wings on it. So trying to figure out how do you actually solve problems along the way. That's where that comes in. The next part is that we want to make sure that everyone has our ABCs, which is always reinvent, be team first, and coach others. Always reinvent is always about constantly looking at what can I do better? What is the next thing that could be optimized? This is when you're looking at how you're doing something right now, is there a way that I could improve it to actually take the next step? And it's those small iterative approaches that lead to the 10x result in the long term. What can I do to change my routine now that may only be 1 minute, but will actually lead to a significant time savings later? How can I actually do that saving? Be team first is all about supporting each other, making sure you're able there to support your team. It is, if you want to go down the route of being, or individual contributor, that's the term, and just being the person that does your one run, that's it, that is cool. That is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But taking it from the perspective of how do I help my team succeed because my team's success equals my success, that's the viewpoint that we have. Having the viewpoint of doing it for the team and actually helping everyone do well is critically important. And then as you go about that, don't go overboard. There's like a level where you just gotta like stop, right? So being able to like look at that. And that's where the last part of coach others comes in. How do you work with each other to help develop each other? Constantly giving feedback and constantly working with one another to improve. Those are our cultural principles, and a lot of companies will have similar cultural principles. They might call them different things, but especially in the tech sphere, they'll sit somewhere within those 6. So look out for those if that's where you kind of want to go. The second part is your ability. So what do you actually know and what do you know how to do? An important thing to remember here is when you're looking at a job description, you don't need to know 100% of the things on the list. You just got to know enough. And figuring out what enough is for you so that you could do that application, because a lot of things are job specific and you will learn once you're there. What matters is your key ability to be organized, your ability to communicate, your ability to do basic project management, not basic, depending where you're going, you need more, but being able to do project management, account management is your core fundamentals, and then you will learn about your product once you're there, right? So that's an important part. You don't need to know 100% of what's on the posting before you go. I like to work off like a 70-ish time, like amount. Like that's enough for me for if I tell someone to go for something. 70-ish is enough. So that's the first part. Those are the 2 things a lot of companies look for before you even get through the process. Now, you've settled on these. The next part is, where do I even look to get a job? First part, Humber is a fantastic resource. Real talk, I have sent messages to Christina being like, I need people for this position. And she has sent me names back. Use the faculty here, use your resource and ask people what positions are out there. Ask around what's there. There's the career center, there's job posts, use it. It's available to you. At any given time, I'm sure many of the members of the staff will know what opportunities are available and will have job openings or knowledge of someone who may potentially be looking. So use that.